Ready to take your Power BI reports to the next level? Let's tune in to listen to Indira Bandari, a Microsoft Data Platform MVP from New Zealand. She has a master's degree in statistics and is passionate about data, analytics, and artificial intelligence. She is a BI and SQL lead, an international speaker, mentor, and part-time trainer with over 15 years of experience in designing and developing data warehouses and analytical solutions.
Thank you, Deborah, and thank you for having me in the Power BI Women Summit. Hi, everyone. My name is Indira Bandari, and in this session, I would like to share a few tips to take your Power BI reports to that next level. In my opinion, there are certain scenarios where you can go above and beyond as a Power BI developer and push your users' experience to the next level using some simple tricks. First of all, I would like to share about myself. My tech journey started in New Zealand way back in 2002, where I started as an information analyst and played various roles like CRM developer, BI developer, and also senior systems analyst. And from 2015 onwards, I started attending meetups, and then I started giving back to the community by doing some presentations and speaking at user groups and conferences, and also ended up as a co-organizer for a couple of meetups in Auckland, which is Auckland Artificial Intelligence Meetup and Auckland Power BI Meetup. In my pastime, I have a passion for teaching kids all about technology, and that has resulted in me setting up a Kids Tech Charitable Trust last year, for which I am the director. And now I'm working as a senior data consultant in Datacom. Now let's look at today's agenda. I'm going to cover 3 tips: how to create small multiples, and how you can take your charts to that next level using images. And also, I'm going to show you how to create a slicer panel. So let's get started. Here I have a chart showing the revenue by year. This shows that the revenue is increasing. I want to understand whether this pattern is similar to the different manufacturers. So I go and add the manufacturer to the legend. Now this looks colorful, but does it make any sense when we look at it? It has too many bars and too many colors. The users will find it harder to come to any conclusions by looking at these kind of visuals, as this is not simple to understand, and also it is not easy. Another way we can do is to create copies of the same visual and filter each of them out by each manufacturer. So I am creating copies. I have created 4 copies, and then I'm filtering each one by each of the manufacturers and also changing the title. I changed this, the first one's title, and then formatted that to center the title, and then copied the format to all the 4 visuals. Copied the format to all the 4 visuals, and then you can see how high maintenance this is if we want to change any visuals, because we have to change all the copies. So if you have 10 manufacturers, you will be doing 10 changes every time there is some change. So this won't work. So I'm going to delete the copies, and this is when we can use the small multiples feature that is there in the charts. This is available in all the line, area, bar, and column charts. So I'm going to drag the manufacturer to small multiples field, and it automatically creates the multiples. Now, since I had the first filter for the one manufacturer. I'll clear that, and then you can see that it automatically created small charts by manufacturer. And we can copy, we can create, format each of them. So here you can see the small multiple title there, and also you can see the grid layout, and you can use all the format features in that. First of all, I need to change the title because it's not just for one. So the main title is there at the top as revenue by year, and then you can go to the grid layout. You can format the small multiple tile, use the formatting if you want to increase the size and also center. I'm going to go to the grid layout and change the, you can change the rows and columns. I'm going to change it to two rows, and you can change it to 3 columns as well. And also, if you want, you can change the background color to something nice. Yeah, I prefer gray, so I'm just going to change it to gray. And also you can sort the multiples by manufacturer so that you can do a ascending or descending order. Now, for example, if you want to create small multiples to and take it to the next level by dynamically choosing your categories. Let's say I want to see the revenue by year by manufacturer, country, and product category. We can achieve this by creating a disconnected table and a measure. So this disconnected table should contain all of the distinct values of the categories. So what this disconnected table has is the selection type. We are choosing 3: manufacturer type, country type, and product category. And it has all the values for each of these categories. Once that is done, then you create a new measure, which is the revenue dynamic category that I have created. Here I have created a variable called selected cat, which gets the selected value of the selected type. And if there is nothing, then it defaults to manufacturer type. And there is a switch statement here. If you select manufacturer type, then it gets the it uses the treat as function, which applies the result of a table expression as it filters to columns from an unrelated table, because this table will be disconnected. And now here I'm using that in a slicer with the selection type. If you click on country, this should change. Now it is not changing because I didn't change the measure into the values. So I'm now going to add measure into the values and remove the revenue, regular revenue. And now if you choose the manufacturer type, it is showing by manufacturer. If you choose the country type, it is showing by country. And if you choose product category, it is showing by product category. So that is the small multiples. Okay, now we are going to do the second demo of using an image in the axis. Now let's look at this Power BI file where I have count of Facebook reactions by reaction type. You have these reactions in Facebook: like, smile, love, wow, and sad and angry. So how can you achieve this? What I want to display is, for like, I want to display some icons instead of these words. So how can you achieve this? Let us see. So in the model, what I have is, I have the Facebook reactions as a reaction type and the number of counts. And what also I have is, I have a got a unicare code by reaction type. So if it is smile, the unicare code is 128578. Like that, I got from the internet. I got these unicare codes, and these unicare codes I'm going to use in. I'm going to create a new column which uses this unicode in the unicare function. So the reaction type equals unicare. I'm using the unicare function and then passing this unicode to that function. And that's how I have created my icons here. Now what I will do is I'll go back to my visualization and just use that particular reaction type in the axis. So this is the reaction type. I'm going to use that in the axis. Oh, this is the reaction type. So see, you can use these icons in the axis. So you can take your reports to the next level by doing that. So this finishes my second demo. And now for our final demo of creating a slicer panel. So in order to do the slicer panel, what I want to do is I'm going to add a shape here, a rectangle shape with country slicer and some other slicer. Let's go and click on the country slice on the shape, and I'm just going to adjust it a bit like a panel, and I'm just going to format it a wee bit. I don't like the green color, so I'm just going to go with a sort of a yellowish color. And on the panel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a slicer, and I will have country there. And I'll format the country slicer to the color to something different. So background on, and then yeah, I think that should be fine. I'll just increase the text size a bit. So items text size is, and then I'm going to change the color of the item, the text to black. Yeah, that's a bit more prominent. And also I will have a ear slicer here, and I'll just copy paste this slicer because I want the okay, I'll go and add another slicer here. Click on the outside and go to the visual pane and add a slicer, and in that I will add the ear, and change that to copy format, and then format this one and to a list. So I have all the ears. Okay, so this is our slicer panel. And also I need couple of arrows here. So I will add again, go into the shapes and add my arrows. So I will add one arrow here and rotate it. This doesn't look that great, but let us use that. I'm going to rotate this one to 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. And put it here and copy the same thing and then copy this and paste it somewhere outside. And then I'll rotate that to 180 degrees. I think 180 degrees should be fine. 180 or 270. Oh, no, 270 it should be. So 270 degrees. So if you click on, now because we are hiding this one, let's group the visuals. So in order to do that, first what we need to do is go to view and click on, we need these two panels, selection panel and the bookmarks panel. And now we can close the fields and the format panels. Now what we need to do is, if I click on here, that is the left arrow. So I'm just going to name this so that it's easier. Left arrow. And this one is right arrow. And this is a country slice. This is year slicer. Year. This is country slicer. And this one is the rectangle shape. So the way we can achieve the slicer panel is, first we need to group these visuals. So one, control click, and then shift will work. So my mouse is playing up, so I'm using my hand. At least touch screen is working. Okay, so now I'm going to group them. So go to view and format and group. So now you can you can rename this group to slicer panel. And this is the left arrow, and I want the right arrow to be part of this. So I'll just put the arrows at the top for now. The way you order is the way you can see that. So I want the right arrow also to be part of the slicer panel group. So I just click that again and then put it inside the group. So shift and put it inside the group. So format and then group. So this is my group, and left arrow will be on itself. Now we can achieve the slicer panel movements using bookmarks. So I'm going to add two bookmarks, one for opening the slicer and the other for closing the slicer. So first one is, I will move this Okay, I think, yeah, I will, yeah. Left one is again at the top. I'm arranging that at the top. So left one, when you click on the left, the slicer panel should close, and when you click on the right, the slicer panel should open. So let me create the bookmarks. So before creating the bookmark, when I want to hide the group 1 slicer, and that is the arrow, and okay, so um, this is one of the bookmarks that I want to this is one of the view that I want to show. So I'm going to add a bookmark now, and when I add the bookmark, I'm going to add the bookmark, Okay, so this bookmark is closed slicer. I'm going to rename that. And one thing that you need to remember to do is click on the dot 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 and remove the data part of the slice of the options, and that will be the closed slicer. And the other one is when the slicer is open, you need to hide the left arrow. So what we need to do is hide the left arrow and unhide the group, and that will be the that will be another view. So what we can do is add another bookmark. I hit on add. Yeah, and then I'm going to rename the bookmark now to open slicer, and again remove the data part from here, because we don't want the bookmark to have the data to be stored. So now our bookmarks are ready, so we can assign the bookmarks now. So what we need to do is go to the left arrow, assign the bookmarks. Now what we need to do is just go to the left arrow here, close slicer. Now go to the left arrow and assign the bookmark as in the format pane, assign the bookmark as action as open bookmark. So drop down and action on and bookmark page, and you can give open slicer. So once you do that, if you go to the bookmark itself, now go to the bookmark itself, and then if you control click, then it will open the slicer. The other one that we need to do is another bookmark is you click on the right arrow, and for the right arrow you need to add an action of closing the bookmark. So again, add an action, close the bookmark. So type is bookmark and close slicer. That way you can open the bookmark and close the bookmark. So when you control click on this, it will go. And then when you control click on this arrow, the bookmark will open. The slicer panel will open. So that is the that is the demo for the slicer panel. Hope you have enjoyed all these 3 tips, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing ways we can take our Power BI reports to the next level, Indira.